Yes? Sure.
Huh. Intriguing.
Barren. Interesting. So Mullendeer's watering system didn't extend all the way up to here.
Or parts of it broke over the centuries. That it's remained functional until now is already a phenomenon as it is.
What? That's all? I'm only getting started. Is this really necessary?
Tiara's breath. What was that thing?
No idea. But it fit the description of that great evil the God King was talking about, didn't it?
You're right, huh? If this creature came to visit the goblins every once in a while, I can understand why they were scared. Got it.
Alright, why not?
Got it.
Sure.
Huh. I understand. That way. All right.
Will do.
I'll take a look. That way?
They will fall.
Sounds like a plan.
Sure.
That's the way?
Sure.
Understood.
Got it.
You got it. Sounds like a plan.
Blasted armor.
That way?
This way, right?
Got it. Understood. Yes.
Sure.
I understand.
Let's see.
Will do.
That's the way?
That way. All right. Sure.
I'll
Charge
keep you
breath.
shielded!
We're in for a fight.
Sounds like a plan.
Got it.
That way?
Will do.
I understand.
All right, why not?
Understood.
Blasted armor. Huh?
You got it. Sure. That way?
Huh. Intriguing.
Huh. Interesting.
No talking now. You kill rebels, God King talks.
Interesting.
Go away! Go away!
Sure.
Got it.
Cry right. God King too strong. God King too cruel.
He took mother, he took son. God King will eat until we all dead. No. No. You not understand. God King need flesh, so God King can use power. And only power can protect from the dark beyond. Lie! All lies! You weak cowards, all of you! Wait, you smell?
They will burn.
I think that was it. The rebels are dead.
They didn't look much like rebels to me. They were terrified.
I agree. But they didn't leave us much of a choice. We should head back to the God King.
Yeah, sure. Sounds like a plan.
I think I found your rebels. They attacked me.
You did? Show him. Show God King their flesh.
Sure. Here.
Yes. Strange flesh people speak truth. It's them. You honest. You loyal. God King will answer your questions.
Tell me more about that power. What is it?
Magic! Old magic. Learned from great-great-great-grandfather. Old God King. But to use, God King needs flesh. Fresh flesh of Scion on 13th day.
He might be talking about a primitive form of necromancy.
And it requires him to eat his people to use it.
Who knows? We all know how fond these priests of Nor are of their shady rituals.
Do you live down here?
Down here, God King does not understand. There is only here. Here and the dark beyond.
Wait a moment. You and your people, you've always been living in these tunnels.
Of course! Where else would God King's people live? Dark beyond is death.
Huh. His ancestors must have found a secret entrance into these caves centuries ago. That's the only logical explanation.
The Dark Beyond?
Yes! Big city. Dark and cold. City of old gods. Evil place. Deadly place. God King protects Scions from evil in Dark Beyond.
So, you eat your own people?
To protect! To protect from Dark Beyond! God King has to. If not, he will lose power.
What do you protect your people from? Monsters?
From horror, from pain. But strange flesh people would not understand. Strange flesh people have not seen it.
Seen what? You're not making sense.
Horrors! Unspeakable evil! Mist and fangs and darkness bred from Lost City. 14th day, it comes and takes Scions, children, men, women, eats them, slaughters them. And only power can drive it back. And for power, God King needs flesh. Sad, sad cycle of pain.
Maybe he's talking about a spectral abomination, a kind of ghost. I've read about these in some writings on Shape of Ruins.
Wait, God King has favor to ask. Favor may sound strange, but God King asks strange flesh people to listen.
What?
God King wants flesh from outside world. If strange flesh people find goblin flesh in Dark Beyond and outside world, can they bring it to God King? God King sad for eating own Scions. God King needs other way to keep power.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
Thank you. Strange flesh people, good people. God King wishes they don't die.
I think we'll be off now. Farewell.
Let me see.
Who is this? My strange flesh friends. Did they bring more meat? Ah, yes, they did. Good flesh, but not best. We'll feed power, but not for long. God King thanks. Here, take. Found in tunnels, but God King don't need. Now go. Find more meat for God King. More meat for power. God King will give treasure. Who is this? My strange flesh... City goblins, is it not? God King likes. Chewy, yes, but good for power. God King thanks. God King very happy. Strange flesh people friends. Again, God King has treasure. Bring him more for final treasure.
Oh,
Yes? What do strange flesh people want?
I think we'll be off now.
Sure.
That way?
For decades, the Mohir elves, exiled from Finan Mir, have roamed Io in search of a new home. In Nortander, they were promised lands of their own. But as the Mage Rebellion arose, they were quickly forgotten. Now, years later, they have taken shelter in a nomadic settlement in Leafshade, a dense, dangerous jungle amidst the no-man's land between Utran and Wulfgar.
All right. The Morhir settlement should be a little further to the north.
How long have the Morhir been living here?
Well, they left Finn and Mir about 30 years ago, and they were sent to settle here 8 years after their arrival. So that's 22 years now.
Quite long, considering Leafshade was just meant to be a stopover.
I'm sure they feel the same way. But then again, I understand why finding a new home for fugitive elves wasn't on top of the Crown's priority list after the Mage Wars broke out.
All right then. What's the plan?
Well, I suggest we try to find their settlement first and then talk to their scryers. They're the ones who make the decisions.
Good. Then lead the way.
Uh-huh.
This looks like a beaten path. I think it should take us to the village. Yes? Understood.
Blasted armor.
You got it.
That way. All right.
Will do.
Sure.
This way, right? That's the way? All right, why not? That's the way?
You got it.
Tiara's breath. What was that?
No idea. That man looked completely mad, as if something had eaten away his mind.
Got it.
Blasted armor.
Got it.
Sounds like a plan. That way?
Understood.
Sure.
Is this the village?
Should be. And don't ask me why there's no one guarding the entrance.
Let's take a look around.
Yes, wanna trade? A fair offer.
Another human? Well, isn't that great?
We're just...
No, say no more. I know why you're here. Looking for some nice elven kin to enhance your bloodline, aren't you?
What?
Yes, that's what I thought. Well, why don't you join your fellow crossbreeders in the Wolfgar lands? There you can copulate all you want. Now sod off.
Sure.
Can't believe we're still having this discussion. Tell me, Arlen, where was Ellen in all those years when our people were on the run?
I never nod you.
She never helped
It's been a
us.
while
None
since
of the
we got
Guardians
visitors.
Well,
If you don't count those soldiers, that is.
like you. We are Ellen's children, all of us.
did. We are the children of our mothers and our fathers, for heck's sake. If you are so pious, then why did you leave Finn and Mir in the first place? What we need is rationality and reason, not praying to the gods that have left us.
Heresy, Varden. This is heresy.
Long story. In short, we're looking for your leaders to discuss a potential alliance.
A lofty goal. Are you sure you came to the right place, though? To us, the more here.
Why wouldn't I?
I just thought the Finn and Mir with their treants and gilded armors would have been a better option. We are renegades. Outcast. But I suppose your pure-blood friend told you as much already.
I'm not as pure blood as you think.
Be that as it may, best you talk to Finrior and Merilith, the first and second Scryer. Maybe they'll listen to you once they're done bickering.
Interesting.
Huh? And Evran? What are you doing here?
What are these two arguing about?
I don't see why that concerns you. How did you get in here anyway? Get lost.
I'll take a look.
Huh? What is it? Who are you?
Just a traveler. Don't mind me.
Where was your beloved Ellen when they drove us out of whatever village we seek shelter in? The Guardians are gone, Arlen. Just admit it already. Maybe it's about time the Moorhair started relying on reason rather than superstition.
Watch your tongue, boy. I was already a scryer when you were still sucking on your mother's teat.
That's your argument.
Yes. I'm tired of seeing you spit on our traditions, spit on everything that has made our culture into what it once was. Just look at where we stand, Varden. We're refugees in a makeshift town in a bloody rainforest. And we're dying for heck's sake. We're pathetic. But instead of facing the truth, we've turned our backs on the only one who still cares for us, Ellen.
Huh.
What? Who are you? Who let you in?
The gate was unguarded.
Really? Next thing you know, this place is being overrun by undead because the guards have all gathered to hear us bicker. You're from Gravefell, aren't you?
I recognize that accent. I'm Arlen Finriar, first scryer of this settlement. What do you want?
I'm looking for allies. But let me start from the beginning.
Ah, so you're Isamu Taha's child. Well, you're lucky, I believe, that the Guardians have given us all a free will. I can see that you're nothing like your father, and it's true that the bloodburn has to be ended. I can agree with those crazy cultists on that much.
So, you're going to help us?
I would if I could, but as you may have gathered by now, we have our own battle to fight here. Ellen has cursed us.
Does this town have a name?
It does. Lathwain, which roughly translates as respite.
Respite? Sounds kind of temporary.
Well, it is. I don't know how familiar you are with our history, but after the Finnanmere exiled us, we were promised lands by the Queen. Then the Mage Wars came, and understandably our promised home wasn't of importance anymore.
This looks like a nice enough place, though.
Well, save for the undead roaming through the forests and attacking us each night, yes.
That incident in Leonon won't make the Lord Marshal more sympathetic to your cause. You broke the White Mist Treaty.
Yes, and it was a horrible mistake. But the people were scared, particularly because Merilith did an excellent job at instilling fear and telling them that our little problem could be fixed by sending a group of scholars into Northander territory. And what good did it do? Nothing. You'd think that this failure would have shown the Moria how incapable Merilith is as a leader, but sadly, it didn't.
I see. So Leafshade is only a stopover.
Yes. We will find our true home someday. I'm sure of that.
Who is the other elf? The one you were arguing with?
A misguided fool. And sadly one with a very influential father, who made him the second scryer of this township.
Ellen has cursed you?
Yes. Our lands are withering, and every 1 in 10 elves loses his mind. Their eyes turn black, they salivate like animals, and attack everything in sight.
And you think Ellen has inflicted this curse upon you?
I know. You see, since we Moria left Finnanmere, more and more of our people have fallen away from our faith. Some even blame the Guardians for our exile. Briefly put, we were cast out of the Finnanmere Empire after we expressed doubts about the Elven Council.
Yes, I know the story.
As you can imagine, the years we spent on the road searching for a new home were strenuous. And as a result of that, more and more of our people lost faith in the Guardians, which is ironic, since our faith was one of the reasons we were cast out in the first place.
Well, you can't deny the Guardians have become weaker.
That is true. But have you ever wondered why?
I guess you have.
Yes, indeed. They have withdrawn from this world because people have stopped believing. It has always been our belief, our unwavering faith, that had made them strong. Without it, there simply is no reason for them to care anymore.
You're assuming the Guardians behave like little children, take away their sweets, and they run off crying or start throwing tantrums.
It's not that simple. But I doubt this is the right time for a theological discussion.
Probably not.
And what does all this have to do with the corruption?
Isn't it obvious? It's Ellen's punishment for us turning our backs on her.
You mean...
Yes. Ellen has protected our kind for millennia. And now, we have betrayed her. This is her punishment.
Isn't it more likely that this is simply the way elves react to the bloodburn?
No. Although rare, there have been cases of bloodburn among the Moria too. And they display exactly the same symptoms as humans. Varden Merilith simply likes to ignore that because it doesn't fit into his nice little theory. Also, Why does it only occur in Leafshade, and only outside the city walls? The plague doesn't know borders.
If you're the first scryer, why do you need Merilith's approval?
Because that's how the Moria law demands it. The Council has to come to a mutual agreement, otherwise we cannot take action.
What do the other scryers think about that? How many are there?
4. 2 of them are with me, 2 with Merilith. You see the problem.
If it is a curse by Ellen, how can it be cured?
Of course. Despite all we have done, Ellen still considers us her children. What she wants is for us to remember her, to return to our true faith. In other words, it is a trial. All we need to do is to trust in Ellen's guidance. Then we will find a way to lift the curse.
If we help you lift this curse, would you be willing to ally yourselves with us?
Well, the Bloodburn is a scourge for all races, so, yes. Should you help us, I could take up the matter with the other scryers. But let me think about it first, will you? This isn't something I can decide on the spot.
Oh, great. Now you've fed them the same nonsense. Well done, Finrior. Well done. If there's any way we'll never reach a conclusion, it's by further spreading your "the Guardians have punished us" rubbish.
It's not rubbish. Blasted Varden. If it weren't for Ellen, we wouldn't even be here. I can't even believe we're still having this childish conversation. We should be out there, finding a solution, praying to Ellen for her forgiveness.
Yes, that would help, wouldn't it? Salangar. A pure blood. Just when I thought this day couldn't get any better.
Not what I'd call myself. I haven't been in Finn and Mir for 8 years.
Is that so? Well, who am I to judge? Who let you in?
There weren't any guards.
What? Great. Just great. This is getting better and better. But please, forgive my manners. I'm Varden Merilith, second scryer of Lathwain. Who are you? And what do you want? Are you with the soldiers?
Soldiers?
The army folk. But if you have to ask, I suppose you're on your own. Tell me then, what brings you here?
That's a long story.
So you're the corporal from Lianon? Well, that's a surprise. I know the story, and once more I would like to apologize for what Scryer Elion did. She should not have opened fire. And also, I would like to express my admiration for your courage. I know you refused to carry out the order your general gave you.
How?
A scout observed the conversation you had with that man. Either way, your story sounds bizarre, but I don't think you are lying. And after the events in Lianon, it's only fair if we help you now, to make up for it. Not to mention the fact that the Bloodburn needs to be stopped.
So you will provide us with troops?
It's not that simple. I have to bring up the matter before the other scryers, and they all have to agree. But not now. We currently have our own sack of problems to deal with.
Are you the leader of this place?
One of them, yes. I'm the second scryer, and the Moorhere Council is made up of 6 scryers in total. 7, actually, but our eldest passed away recently. Which complicates the decision-making, as you can imagine.
What problems do you have?
The short version? Leafshade has been struck by the Bloodburn. Elves and animals are affected, and for some reason it has a different effect on us than it has on your race. It corrupts us.
Corrupts?
Drives us mad. And if that weren't enough, the Council can't decide on a course of action. Pathetic, isn't it? People are dying, but all we do is bicker.
How many of you are affected?
Not as many as in your kind. 1 in 10, maybe. And for some reason the infection only spreads outside the city borders.
We were attacked by an old elf near the village. He seemed to have gone mad. Was that this corruption?
If he had been drooling like a rabid animal and his skin had been covered in blisters full of pus, then yes. You said he was old.
Yes.
Then it might have been old Ravel. He went out hunting a week ago and never returned. Blazes. What a mess.
Where do you and Fenrir disagree?
Oh, that's simple. Finrior claims that the corruption has nothing to do with the bloodburn, but is a curse of the Guardians. Of Ellen, to be precise.
The Guardians aren't children throwing tantrums.
Yes. And in these days, I doubt they could even if they wanted to. The Guardians are gone. This is a fact we have to deal with.
So where do you think this corruption comes from?
As I said, I think it's just how we elves react to the bloodburn.
As I said, I'm trying to find a cure for the bloodburn. Maybe I might be able to help?
You want this alliance to happen as quick as possible, don't you? Well, yes, maybe your knowledge about the bloodburn could indeed help us. Give me a moment to think this through, will you? There are some things I need to consider.
All right.
Varden, please, would you mind leaving these travelers alone with your obscure theories?
Yes, sure, Arlen. Just keep on acting as if the bloodburn isn't a threat. Blazes, wake up! We need to face the facts or we will go down. It's as simple as that.
Facts? There aren't any facts. There's no evidence that the bloodburn is related to this at all.
Is that so? And what about your Guardian theory? Salagar, this is getting ridiculous. If nothing happens, we'll still be arguing in our graves. Tell me, your offer. Does it still stand? An outsider who isn't dependent on the councils could be just what we need.
As I said, I'm happy to help.
Good. Blazes, you have no idea how good it is to talk with a person of reason for once. Come, let's discuss this elsewhere.
Sounds like a plan.
That's better. Blasted, isn't it incredible how this old man is unwilling to see reason?
From his point of view, you're the one who's being stubborn. He seems to be a very pious man.
There's a difference between being pious and being deluded. Anyway, all the better you're here. Let's discuss how we proceed. What we need first is proof to convince Arlen. As long as he insists on fighting that plague in prayer shrines, we cannot take any real action.
What kind of proof did you have in mind?
It remains to be seen. First of all, scout Leafshade's surroundings. Just like the bloodburn, the infections don't follow a clear pattern, but all of them took place outside the city walls. I will mark the place on your map where the activity has been most extreme. Secondly, there's a human military outpost nearby. To investigate, you'll need to ask for permission to cross their borders. After the disaster in Lianan, the last thing we want is another breach of our treaty.
Who are these humans?
As I said, I believe they are from the Royal Army. So far, our contact has been sparse, but they seem to be peaceful.
If it really is the bloodburn, what makes you think there is a cure?
I've asked myself the same question. But then I realize there's no point in worrying about it as long as that old fool is sabotaging our attempts to stop it.
If the jungle is corrupted, isn't it dangerous for us to scout it?
No, the infection doesn't happen instantaneously. If you were to stay longer, say for 2 or 3 days, it might get you. But for now, you're safe.
Very comforting.
All right, we'll do our best.
Yes, and thank you. I appreciate your help.
Eolf's hammer. I was beginning to think these discussions were never going to end.
No argument there. Let's go talk to the soldiers and see if they let us into their territory to find that proof.
Interesting.
Understood.
This way, right?
Let's see.
We'll make short work of them.
Get ready!
Interesting.
Let's see.
Huh. Interesting. Sure.
Got it.
Blasted armor.
You got it.
I understand.
Will do.
Here we go. I'll take a look.
Ugh. Do you smell that?
Yeah, like carrion.
And the water has the same color as the blisters on the corrupted.
If you ask me, we just found the cause of this plague. And it's definitely not a curse. That way?
Understood.
You'll have to wait!
Huh? Huh?
That way. All right.
A treant. Ellen's reigns.
Blazes. What has happened to it?
Clouded. Dark fog. Dying. Please, you. Run. Run now.
Tahar, I don't like how it's looking at us. I think we should leave.
Anything on your
A
mind?
corrupted treant and the tainted pools. I think that should be enough to convince both Fenrir and Merilith. The corruption is neither a curse of the Guardians nor the Bloodburn. It's simply the result of this contamination, whatever it is.
Here goes nothing.
All right.
I understand.
Sounds like a plan.
That way. All right.
Sure.
You picked the wrong enemies.
You'll have to wait!
How do you like that?
Help! Now! Please!
They killed one of our heroes!
We'll make short work of them.
Go.
Understood.
You got it.
Will do.
Sounds like a plan. No. Don't die on me, will you? We need you.
Whatever's necessary. You read my mind.
Yes?
Now would you look at that?
That way?
Yes?